If you found this message, it wasn't random. Something inside you brought you here, a quiet signal that said, "This one is for me." Most people scroll past what's meant to change them. You didn't. That means you're ready for a shift. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now, because something inside you knows that the life you're meant for has been calling. You've felt it for a while. The pull towards something greater. The quiet awareness that you're capable of more than what your current reality shows. You've tried to ignore it, but it keeps showing up in conversations, in coincidences, in moments that feel too aligned to be luck. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're simply waking up to who you really are. The truth is, growth isn't about adding something new. It's about remembering what's always been there. You already hold the potential you're searching for. You already carry the energy that creates. You've just been tuned to the wrong station. Most people live their lives reacting instead of creating. They move through their days thinking life happens to them. But the ones who shift, the ones who rise, understand something different. They know that life responds to who they are being. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every choice you make, it's all a signal. And that signal shapes the reality that forms around you. This isn't luck. It's not random. It's the science of consciousness. Your energy creates patterns that attract matching experiences. When you think small, you shrink your world. When you think in possibilities, your reality expands. What you focus on multiplies. What you fear repeats. What you believe defines what's possible. This is why awareness is power. Because once you become conscious of the patterns you're running, you can rewrite them. You can stop chasing and start attracting. You can stop hoping and start knowing. That's the shift from victim to creator, from waiting for proof to becoming the proof. Right now, the version of you that wins already exists. It's not out there. It's not in the future. It's within the field of possibility that surrounds you. Every outcome already exists. The one where you succeed. The one where you thrive. The one where everything clicks. They're all real. You decide which one becomes your reality, through the energy you hold and the identity you live from. Most people think they need to work harder to reach success, but effort without alignment only leads to exhaustion. Real power comes from resonance, from matching the frequency of what you want. Think about the times in your life when things just flowed, when you met the right person at the right time, when an opportunity appeared right after you thought about it. That wasn't coincidence. That was coherence. You were aligned with the energy of ease and receiving. You were tuned to the reality where things worked for you instead of against you. The universe isn't withholding anything. It's responding to your state of being. When you move from desperation, you create distance. When you move from certainty, you attract results. This is why personal growth isn't about fixing yourself. It's about aligning with the truth that you've always been powerful. You've always been connected to the quantum field. The same energy that creates worlds flows through you. It responds to your focus, your belief, your emotion. When you stop doubting that connection, everything changes. Most people say they want transformation, but they still think like the old version of themselves. They affirm abundance while focusing on lack. They talk about growth while living in fear. They try to manifest while vibrating with doubt. You can't attract a reality you don't believe you deserve. The moment you decide that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are worthy, the entire field rearranges itself to match that decision. Reality bends to belief. That's not a metaphor. It's how energy works. The observer shapes the outcome. You are the observer. You are the one collapsing possibility into form. Your thoughts are not small. They are electrical signals interacting with the field around you. Every thought carries a frequency. Every emotion adds intensity to that signal. This is why your inner world is your greatest power source. If you want change, start within. Don't wait for external proof. Create internal proof. Feel what success feels like before you see it. Move as though it's already yours. Speak as though it's already real. Because in the quantum field it is. You're not pretending. You're remembering. You're tuning into a version of yourself that already knows how to win. You're stepping into the reality where your goals are done and your desires are met. This is the first stage of quantum manifestation. Awareness. You can't change what you don't recognize. You have to see how your thoughts have been creating loops of limitation. You have to notice the habits that pull your energy into fear. You have to catch the stories that tell you why it won't work out. Once you see them, you take back power. Because awareness ends the illusion that you're powerless, the illusion that life is random, the illusion that some people are lucky while others aren't. None of that is true. The only difference is alignment. You've been trained to think success takes struggle, that you need to prove yourself before you deserve more. But you don't need to earn your worth. You were born with it. Your energy carries it. The moment you remember that, you start to magnetize what's already yours. Every outcome is already coded in the field. Every version of you already exists. Your job is to match the vibration of the one you want to experience. This is not about effort. It's about identity. You can't create a new life while being loyal to your old self. You can't think like the person who's stuck and expect to attract freedom. You have to decide who you are now, not who you were, not who others think you should be, but who you choose to be from this moment forward. That choice sends a signal through the field. It tells the universe, I'm ready. It tells your subconscious, this is who we are now. And that's when everything begins to shift. So pause for a moment. Feel your breath, feel your presence. Feel how alive you are right now. That awareness is the key, because it's only in the present moment that creation happens. Not in your past, not in your future. Now. When you're fully present, you become powerful. When you stop running from the moment, you stop scattering your energy. You gather it, you focus it, you broadcast it. That's how the reality around you begins to rearrange. Your growth isn't about adding more to your life. It's about removing what no longer matches your energy. Let go of the beliefs that say you're not ready. Let go of the doubts that say it's too late. Let go of the habits that drain your focus. When you release what no longer fits, space opens for the new to arrive. The universe doesn't fill cluttered space. It fills aligned space. You can't receive with closed hands. You have to let go to let in. This is where discipline meets trust. Discipline to hold your vision. Trust to let the timing unfold. Both are required because the universe responds to certainty, not impatience. You don't need to chase what's meant for you. What's meant for you will find you when you're energetically aligned with it. Your only job is to hold the frequency of that alignment, to keep showing up as the version of yourself who already has it, to speak, act, and think from that state until your external world mirrors it back. When you master that, you stop living by chance and start living by choice. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop wondering when it will happen and start knowing it's already done. That's when your energy becomes magnetic. That's when manifestation becomes natural. Not forced, not dramatic, just flow. That's the real power you've been searching for, and the truth is it's been inside you all along. You've started to see it now. The connection between what you think, what you feel, and what shows up in your life. That awareness changes everything, but awareness alone isn't enough. The next step is embodiment. Turning knowing into being, because you can't just understand the concept of alignment. You have to live it. You have to breathe it. You have to become the frequency of what you desire, until the external world has no choice but to catch up. Every outcome exists as energy before it becomes matter. Every possibility exists as vibration before it becomes visible. When you hold a thought long enough with belief and emotion, you give that energy density. You pull it closer to the physical plane. This is why your emotions matter so much. They are the fuel of manifestation. You can't manifest abundance while feeling lack. You can't manifest love while holding resentment. The frequency of your feelings writes the script for your future. Your mind creates the blueprint. Your emotion gives it power. Your actions anchor it into reality. This is the triad of manifestation. Thought, feeling, action, aligned in the same direction. That's when results appear, not because you forced them, but because you became them. When your inner world and your outer actions vibrate with the same intention, resistance disappears. The field can finally deliver what you've been asking for. But here's the truth most people miss. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your state. You can say affirmations all day, but if your energy says otherwise, nothing changes. You can visualize success, but if your belief system still expects failure, your signal is mixed. The quantum field mirrors back the frequency you embody most consistently. That's why identity work matters. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about remembering who you were before fear rewired your truth. You were born connected. You were born abundant. You were born enough. Somewhere along the way, you learned doubt. You learned limitation. You learned to shrink your energy to fit in. But the universe never stopped seeing you as powerful. It's waiting for you to remember, to rise, to return to your natural frequency. When you shift back into that truth, everything changes. Opportunities start appearing where there were none. People start showing up who match your new vibration. Life begins to organize itself around your higher identity. The process is simple but not easy. It takes consistency. You have to retrain your nervous system to feel safe in expansion, because the mind will try to pull you back to comfort. It will whisper that you're not ready. It will remind you of past failures. That's not the truth. That's your subconscious protecting old programming. You can thank it for trying to keep you safe, but you don't have to obey it. Safety doesn't come from staying small. It comes from trusting your alignment. Every time you choose faith over fear, you rewrite your identity. Every time you choose vision over doubt, you build new neural pathways that make success natural. That's not magic. That's biology responding to belief. The quantum field isn't separate from you. You are part of it. Your body is the bridge between thought and reality. When your energy is coherent, the universe becomes clear. When your frequency is stable, the path unfolds with ease. You'll start noticing subtle shifts first. The air feels lighter. Synchronicities appear. Numbers repeat. You feel guided instead of lost. Those are confirmations. Signals from the field saying you're aligned. Don't ignore them. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. The more you acknowledge them, the stronger they become. The field amplifies whatever you recognize. Gratitude locks it in. When you appreciate the signs, you accelerate the results. This is the point where most people either expand or contract. When the shift begins, old realities start to crumble. The job that no longer fits begins to feel heavy. The friendships that drain your energy start to fade. The habits that once distracted you lose their appeal. This is not loss, it's realignment. The universe removes what no longer matches your vibration to make room for what does. It's not punishment, it's preparation. So when things start falling away, don't panic. Don't chase what's leaving. Let it go with gratitude. Let it fall with faith. The energy that exits your life creates the space for something higher to enter. When you resist the release, you block the upgrade. But when you trust it, you expand. The field always rewards those who trust its timing. The detour is the direction. The delay is the preparation. Everything serves your evolution when you view it from alignment. The moment you stop asking when and start saying, I know, the entire vibration changes. The field doesn't respond to waiting. It responds to knowing. When you know something is yours, you no longer chase it. You move with quiet confidence. That energy is magnetic. You stop needing. You start embodying. And that shift from need to knowing is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. The energy of knowing says, it's already mine. The energy of needing says, it's missing. One attracts, the other repels. The universe doesn't speak in words. It reads vibration, so how you feel while you wait defines what arrives. That's why detachment is power, not because you stop caring, but because you stop doubting. You release the pressure. You allow flow. You trust that what's meant for you can't miss you. Every great transformation begins with identity. The moment you decide who you are, everything else starts to rearrange. You can't hold the vibration of success while identifying as someone who struggles. You can't attract abundance while believing you're unworthy. You have to choose the new identity and live as that version of you daily. Speak from it, think from it, feel from it, act from it, until it's no longer something you're trying to become, but simply who you are. You'll know you're shifting when peace becomes more natural than panic, when silence feels better than noise, when you stop chasing validation because you already feel complete. That's when the field recognizes your coherence. That's when creation becomes effortless. You're no longer trying to make something happen. You're allowing what's already yours to appear in time. That's mastery, not control but surrender, not forcing but flowing. And when you reach that level of presence, you realize the goal was never the thing. The car, the money, the success. Those are reflections of alignment, not the source of it. The real manifestation is who you become along the way. The calm, the clarity, the unshakable faith, the energy that no longer bends under fear. That's the ultimate win, because when you master your vibration, you master your life. Everything else becomes an extension of that frequency. So as you move forward, don't ask for proof. Be the proof. Don't wait for the sign. Be the sign. You already carry everything you need within you. The field isn't testing you, it's reflecting you. The faster you align your inner world with your desired outcome, the faster your external reality will follow. That's not motivation. That's quantum mechanics. Energy responds to coherence. Stay focused. Stay aligned. Keep walking as the version of you who already made it. Speak from victory. Think from abundance. Move with certainty. Because the moment you truly believe, everything you've been asking for starts moving toward you with precision. Not someday, now. You've felt the shift by now. The world around you is starting to move differently. What used to feel heavy is losing power. What once felt impossible is beginning to open. That's not luck. That's alignment taking form. The more you match your energy to your vision, the faster reality bends in your favor. You're no longer forcing outcomes. You're guiding energy. You're learning to move with the current instead of against it. This is quantum flow, the art of creating through resonance, not resistance. Flow begins when you stop trying to control every step. Control is fear disguised as order. Flow is faith expressed through alignment. It's the moment you realize the universe has always known the way. You don't need to push. You don't need to chase. You just need to stay tuned to the frequency of what you desire and allow it to unfold through you. The current of creation is always moving. Your only job is to stay in the water. When you're in flow, time feels different. Things happen faster. Opportunities align smoother. The right people appear with no effort. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's coherence. It's the frequency of clarity meeting the field of possibility. Every emotion, every thought, every breath carries vibration. When those vibrations harmonize, the field responds instantly. You stop needing to convince reality. It starts to cooperate with you. But staying in flow requires awareness, because old patterns will try to pull you back into control. The mind will say, it's not working. The fear will whisper, what if you fail? That's the test. Not from the universe, but from yourself. Every time you choose alignment over anxiety, you strengthen your energetic stability. Every time you choose presence over panic, you raise your frequency. Flow requires trust, and trust requires surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing resistance. It means letting go of how you think it should happen, so it can unfold in ways beyond your logic. The mind plans, but the field orchestrates. You're not supposed to know every detail. You're supposed to hold the vision and allow the path to reveal itself step by step. That's the dance between intention and surrender, structure and flow, focus and faith. You can't be in flow while gripping fear. Fear tightens energy. It blocks momentum. Faith expands it. Faith opens space for possibility. Every time you breathe deeply and remind yourself that it's working even when you can't see it, you realign with the flow. Because manifestation doesn't happen when you're tense. It happens when you're open. The field can't deliver what your energy doesn't have room for. So breathe. Relax into your knowing. The universe doesn't rush. It responds to resonance. What you think is delay is often divine alignment. What you think is rejection is redirection. Every event carries purpose when seen through energy. The situation that seems uncertain is often the bridge to your next breakthrough. When you stop labeling things as good or bad, you start seeing them as guidance. That's how you stay in flow. You see everything as working for you, not against you. And then something incredible happens. You start to feel guided instead of lost, inspired instead of pressured. You stop asking for signs because you become the sign. Every action feels infused with clarity. Every step feels divinely timed. That's the vibration of mastery. You're not reacting to life. You're leading it with energy. You're not chasing results. You're magnetizing them through your presence. Emotional calibration is the secret here. Your emotions are not obstacles. They are instruments. They tell you whether you're in or out of alignment. When you feel heavy, it's not a sign you failed. It's feedback, a signal to pause, breathe, and realign. Don't suppress your emotions. Feel them fully. Energy that's felt is energy that flows. Energy that's resisted becomes blockage. Flow happens when you allow emotion to move through you without judgment. So when fear shows up, observe it. When doubt arises, breathe through it. When impatience creeps in, soften into trust. Every emotion is a teacher pointing you back to balance. Emotional mastery isn't about never feeling low. It's about not staying there. It's the ability to recalibrate quickly, to find stillness in the storm, to hold your vibration even when circumstances test you. That's true power. That's energetic leadership. The higher your frequency, the less you need to control, because high vibration naturally attracts clarity, opportunities, and peace. When you radiate confidence without words, people feel it. When you speak with conviction rooted in calm, the world listens. That's influence through energy, not effort. You don't have to prove yourself when your vibration already says you belong. Think of your energy as a signal broadcast into the quantum field. Every thought, every word, every emotion adds to that signal. If your broadcast is clear, the response is instant. If your signal is mixed, one moment believing, the next moment doubting, the response becomes static. The universe isn't ignoring you. It's waiting for coherence. The moment your energy aligns consistently, manifestation speeds up exponentially. That's why peace is power. Calm energy moves faster than chaotic energy. Stillness is not weakness, and it's precision. When your mind is calm, your energy becomes focused. And focused energy is unstoppable. You're not chasing multiple outcomes. You're transmitting one clear frequency. That's when results appear as if by magic, because you're no longer divided. You're whole. Quantum flow isn't about doing less. It's about doing from alignment. Every action becomes amplified when it comes from the right frequency. A single aligned step can accomplish more than 100 scattered moves. That's why presence is your multiplier. When you act from clarity, everything compounds. The universe doesn't reward struggle. It rewards signal strength. So ask yourself, what energy am I broadcasting today? Is it faith or fear? Is it certainty or doubt? Every choice either strengthens your flow or interrupts it. The good news is, you can recalibrate any time. It only takes a breath, a moment of stillness, a return to alignment. The field doesn't hold grudges. The instant you shift your frequency, it responds. That's how fast energy moves. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Flow becomes your default state. You start trusting timing. You start enjoying the process. You stop needing constant proof because you can feel the alignment within. You begin to realize that the outer world is just a reflection of your inner stability. When you stay calm inside, chaos outside loses its power. That's how masters create. Not through control, but through inner coherence. And soon everything begins to mirror that peace. Your relationships balance. Opportunities expand. Finances grow. Creativity flows. It's not luck, it's physics. You've entered the quantum current where energy moves with precision. You're no longer trying to survive life. You're sculpting it with vibration. You've become the architect of your frequency, the designer of your destiny. Keep going. Keep trusting. You're closer than you think. Every moment spent in alignment compounds in unseen ways. The field is always working behind the scenes. Don't measure progress by sight. Measure it by vibration. The calmer you feel, the closer it's getting. The more peaceful your energy, the more magnetic your reality becomes. Because this is the truth few ever grasp. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And right now you're becoming the version of you who doesn't chase, doesn't fear, doesn't doubt, but simply knows that it's already done, knows that it's already real, knows that reality is rearranging itself in your favor. That's the essence of quantum flow. That's energetic mastery. This is where everything comes together. You've awakened awareness. You've built alignment. You've entered flow. Now comes embodiment. The moment where your new energy becomes who you are. The moment where manifestation stops being something you do and starts being something you are. Because the ultimate goal isn't to learn manifestation. It's to become it. To live in a constant state of creation where your vibration is your language and reality is your mirror. Embodiment is consistency. It's waking up each day as the version of you that already has what you desire. It's not pretending. It's practicing. It's training your energy to hold its frequency even when circumstances haven't caught up yet. That's how momentum builds. The field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to repetition. Every day you hold that vibration, you strengthen the pattern. Every thought that matches your vision amplifies the signal. Momentum is invisible before it's undeniable. You'll know you're embodying your new identity when peace becomes your baseline. When you no longer check for signs because you already feel aligned. When you stop seeking validation because you know the outcome is inevitable. That's the shift from wanting to being. You no longer chase energy. You command it through coherence. You're no longer hoping for alignment. You live in alignment. And that's when life begins to mirror your internal state with precision. Everything you've experienced up until now has been training. Every setback, every delay, every moment of doubt, they weren't punishment, they were preparation. The universe was strengthening your frequency so that when your manifestation arrived, you could hold it. Because receiving something you're not energetically ready for will make you lose it just as fast. That's why patience matters. Patience isn't waiting, it's preparation in motion. It's trusting the field while refining your energy. Embodiment means walking through life as if everything is already working for you, because it is. Every challenge carries coded opportunity. Every detour contains direction. Every ending hides the seed of expansion. When you start seeing from that level, you stop fearing the unknown. You stop doubting the process. You realize that alignment doesn't protect you from obstacles. It transforms how you move through them. You no longer break under pressure. You rise through it. The quantum identity is built on presence. You are no longer past-focused. You are no longer future-chasing. You exist fully now. You breathe from now. You create from now. Because the present moment is the only place where power exists. The past is memory. The future is projection. Now is creation. When you live from presence, you become untouchable. The energy of stillness becomes your strength. The noise of the world loses its grip. You become the calm inside the storm. From that state, manifestation accelerates. You start noticing that things you used to force now unfold naturally. The right people reach out. The right doors open. The timing feels effortless. You're no longer chasing alignment. Alignment is chasing you, because the energy you embody draws everything that matches it. The field doesn't need reminders. It needs resonance. And when you resonate at the level of certainty, everything aligns around that frequency. You begin to realize that your energy is currency. Every thought is an investment. Every emotion is a transaction. Every action is a declaration. You're constantly trading energy with the field. The question is, Are you investing in the version of you that expands or the one that contracts? Every moment is a choice. Every thought is creation. Every breath is a reset. The more conscious you become of that truth, the more powerful your reality becomes. You are not separate from the universe. You are an expression of it. The same energy that holds galaxies together flows through your heart right now. The same intelligence that moves planets is guiding your path. You were never powerless. You were simply unaware of how much power you've always had. But now you remember. You see, you feel it. The field responds the moment you do, because awareness is ignition. Belief is frequency. Action is embodiment. Together they create miracles. Momentum builds when you act from faith, not fear. When you make decisions from abundance, not scarcity. When you speak from clarity, not confusion. Every action either reinforces the old self or the new one. The longer you live as the new identity, the faster the old one dissolves. You'll start noticing your environment catching up. Conversations shift. Opportunities align. The world begins to treat you differently because your energy is different. You no longer attract lessons. You attract reflections of your new vibration. The key to maintaining momentum is gratitude. Not the kind you force, but the kind you feel deeply. Gratitude keeps your energy open. It anchors your vibration in abundance. It tells the universe, I'm ready for more. When you live in gratitude, even the smallest moments feel expansive. The sound of your breath, the warmth of the sun, the silence of your own peace. These moments are not small. They are portals into alignment. As you embody your new energy, you'll notice how easily things come together. The need to rush fades. The desire to control disappears. You realize that alignment is effortless when you trust it. That's when life becomes art. Every conversation, every step, every pause feels intentional. You're not trying to make things happen. You're letting them unfold through your frequency. That's the highest state of creation. You've reached a level of awareness where you no longer doubt your power. You understand that your thoughts are commands, your emotions are codes, and your actions are anchors. You've learned to move energy with intention. You've mastered the art of flow. And most importantly, you've remembered who you really are. A creator, not a reactor. A transmitter of energy, not a victim of circumstance. From this point forward, everything changes. You will start attracting not from desire, but from identity. You will stop asking, when will it happen? And start saying, it's already happening, because it is. Every cell in your body is adjusting to the frequency of your new reality. Every breath you take is aligning you deeper into coherence. You're not waiting for your future. You're walking in it. So as you step into the next chapter, remember this truth. You don't manifest by reaching for what's ahead. You manifest by embodying it now. The energy of completion brings completion. The vibration of wholeness attracts wholeness. The frequency of gratitude multiplies miracles. You are not becoming your higher self. You are returning to it. Hold that energy. Live in that knowing. Move with that faith, and watch how quickly the universe responds. Because once you remember who you are, everything that matches that truth begins to find you. Effortlessly, instantly, naturally. You've entered the quantum space where reality bends to belief, where time follows intention, where energy listens to your frequency, and from this moment on, everything you desire is already on its way. Drawn not by effort, but by embodiment. You are the proof. You are the signal. You are the manifestation.